Hi friends, today we'll learn the phases of the moon. Rotation of the moon. The moon rotates on its own axis as does the earth. Earth also orbits around the sun. In fact, it takes the same amount of time to rotate as it does to orbit the earth once. As a result, we see many different phases of the moon depending on where the sun, earth, and the moon are positioned. Have you ever noticed the moon always looks the same? Yes, the phases of the moon changes, but the actual features on the moon always looks the same from month to month. This is because the moon's rotation and orbits takes the same amount of time. As a result, we always see the same phase of the moon no matter what time of the month we look at it. The Earth and the Moon. The Moon is the Earth's only permanent satellite. It takes approximately 27.3 days for the Moon to complete a full rotation on its axis. However, a lunar month is 29.5 days from full moon to full moon. Phases of the moon. There are 8 main phases of the moon. The first phase is new moon. The moon's unilluminated side is facing the earth. This makes the new moon barely visible. This phase occurs when the sun, earth, and moon are aligned, with the moon positioned between the sun and earth. Next phase is waxing crescent. The moon now reflects some of the sun's light and becomes visible again. Less than half of the moon is illuminated. It occurs after the new moon. Next one is first quarter. This moon phase is visible when the moon reaches the first quarter of its orbit around the earth. One half of the moon appears to be illuminated. Next phase is waxing gibbous. The visibility of the moon is getting bigger. More than half of the moon is now illuminated, but what we can see is still smaller than a full moon. Next important phase is full moon. The moon's illuminated side is facing earth. This means the moon appears to be completely illuminated by direct sunlight. It occurs when the moon is on the opposite side of earth than the sun. Next one is waning gibbous. This phase occurs after the full moon. The size that of the moon that is visible begins to decrease. The moon appears to be more than one half illuminated, but not fully illuminated by direct sunlight. Next phase is third quarter. This phase of the moon is the opposite view of the first quarter moon. One half of the moon appears to be illuminated by direct sunlight. Next one is waning crescent. This is the last phase of the moon before the cycle repeats. Less than one half of the moon is illuminated by direct sunlight. It appears in the sky almost like the shape of a fingernail. Now we'll see what is an eclipse. An eclipse occurs when one celestial body, such as a moon or planet, moves into the shadow of another celestial body. There are two types of eclipses on Earth. First one is solar eclipse. A solar eclipse will occur when the moon blocks the light from the sun and casts a shadow in space. This happens when the moon is positioned between the sun and the earth, as we saw in the new moon phase. In order to get a solar eclipse, the sun, moon, and earth must be in perfect alignment. If the sun is blocked out by the moon, it appears black. If the moon blocks out the whole sun, it's called a total eclipse. If the moon only blocks out of the out part of the sun, it's called a partial eclipse. Next one is lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse will occur when the earth blocks the light from the sun and casts a shadow in space. Sometimes this shadow falls on the moon, causing an eclipse at the moon. This does not happen every month. Just like with solar eclipse, there are total lunar eclipses and partial lunar eclipses. As the moon passes through the earth's shadow, the lit part of the moon gets progressively smaller and darker. During a lunar eclipse, the moon does not turn black but a reddish color. This is sometimes called as blood moon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share to your friends.